This is your weekly reading for the 3rd through the 9th. I already pre-shuffled the cards, but I like to let you guys see me shuffle them again. Sagittarius, I do want you to keep in mind that I don't have social media. I don't go browsing in the comments to reply or anything like that. So if you want to donate to the channel or receive a personal reading, the only way to do that is by using the links in the description box. Also, Sagittarius, if this does not resonate for you within the first minute or so, it's most likely not your reading, and I highly suggest that you go check out your moon, rising, or Venus signs, and that'll give you a more clear picture of the energies kind of surrounding you for this week of the 3rd through the 9th. I do use clarifying cards and everything like that, but I take in the messages intuitively, and so they may not be the same for what you're familiar with if you read or watch tarot from other people. At the end, we are going to read your oracle card, which is just a quick overview summary of the energy that you're most likely to experience this week. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Please make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button if it does resonate for you. Otherwise, let's get into it. So right now, Sagittarius, I have down King of Wands, and it's being clarified by Page of Swords. So what I'm getting here is that your current energy is very much like you're passionate about some kind of new communication or new idea that you've just gotten. It might have been something that someone else gave you, or you might have just kind of came up with it on your own. But this week, you're definitely going to be focused and passionate about some kind of new idea, whether it be, I get for some of you, it could be coming in with communication to a specific person. For others of you, it's more about a new idea about like learning about something in order to create a business or a future in that realm, something around that. Your obstacle here, though, is taming your addictions, your obsessions, like anything negative that might be holding you back, taming that in order to start this journey here. We have the Page of Swords clarifying the King of Wands, and then we have the Page of Swords, the same card in your challenge position, but it's being clarified by the Devil. So that lets me know it's definitely like the passion is there, but it's almost like you get distracted too much. And so because you're getting so distracted, sorry about that, Sagittarius. So yeah, it's letting me know that even though this is a new idea that you have, there's something that's like distracting you from actually taking movement and creating it into action. There's something within your energy. It could be a person, maybe a full-time job, maybe a hobby, or maybe just like lack of effort. Like I don't see that much from Leos, but maybe you're just kind of, I'm getting some of you are in an energy of like, I really want to do this, but I also just don't have the energy to actually go do it. Like the motivation isn't quite there, but I do feel like the motivation will be coming soon. But we'll look at the rest of the cards and see here. But I am getting that's your challenge, that's your obstacle, is actually taking that movement forward. You have the passion, but it's actually taking that movement forward to do the research, to do the communicating, to do whatever it is that you need to do to bring that into fruition here. What you need to focus on is we have Strength and the Fool card. So what I'm getting here is that part of this distraction, you're kind of allowing yourself to be distracted because maybe you're not actually believing that you can create this into something or move forward in this direction. So what it's asking you to focus on is to get the strength to take a leap of faith here. Allow yourself to dream a little bit, Leo, is what I'm getting here. That's the message they gave me. Allow yourself to dream a little bit. And feel free to take that leap of faith. You know, without risk and challenge, our situation would never change. Okay. So that's what they're giving me, is like, it's definitely okay for you to go ahead and take a leap of faith. That's not necessarily saying that situation will work out, but it might spur action into a different direction that will work out. So sometimes life is like a domino, right? So, you know, we hit one and that one falls down, and it keeps falling and falling, but then eventually we find one and it doesn't fall. It doesn't fall down. So it's like we had to go through all those dominoes that fell down in order to get to the one that stands strong enough to not fall down, okay? In your recent past, we have Judgment clarified by Queen of Cups. So there was something that you kind of, how do I say that? Introspection is the word they're giving me, but I'm not sure if that's the right word for this. But you did have some introspection for yourself here, but it's almost like you had a coming to Jesus moment where you're like, oh my gosh, that is the truth about how I'm feeling. That is the truth about where I'm at. I can see clearly what I do and how I do it and why I do it. It's almost like you had a real strong evaluation of your emotions and your reactions, even maybe your triggers to certain situations. You really evaluated yourself here, Leo. You really kind of went inside and you're like, please help me, show me, like, what am I doing wrong here? Where's my blockages? What can I do better? And the universe showed you because you were open to it. You asked for it. If you see her, she's very open to whatever she receives. She's not like, I only want to see this and not that. She's like, no, give me anything and everything that you can. Let me see it. And so to me, what I'm getting here is that in the past, you became very open to yourself and exploring yourself, seeing yourself under a microscope, under a different perspective here. And that possibly might be why now you're starting to realize that you have all these different ideas and beliefs and things you want to do and try. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is why I never pursued these. This is why I kind of blocked them away. This is why that never went anywhere. And it's because, you had emotional blockages, or you felt, like you didn't believe in yourself enough, things like that. But in the past, it looks like you kind of went through possibly a tower moment to reveal those things, I get, for some of you. And so now in the present, it's really just, now that you have the clarity and the passion, the foresight, it's now time to gain that motivation to take action here, okay? In your strength position, we have Page of Cups being clarified by the Wheel of Fortune here. And so that lets me know that your strength for this week, at least the 3rd through the 9th, is definitely having good fortune with things that you want to do emotionally, leading with your emotions here. Not leading with your emotions like, oh, this person pissed me off, I'm going to cuss them out. I mean, leading with your emotions in new projects, in new ideas, new business ventures, new relationships. Exploring your emotions is what happened in the past. And now your strength here is being able to use those emotions now that you know which ones are good, which ones are maybe not so good, why you might feel that way, or what triggers you. Now that you understand your emotions a little bit better, your power, your strength is leading with those emotions in a very positive way. And I get that you're going to have a lot of good fortune if you do that, where you're following your heart in a sense here instead of your mind. In the near future, we have 6 of Cups being clarified by Strength. This is the second time that you've now gotten the Strength card in your reading here. So there's definitely a need to have strength. There's definitely a need to find courage. And I think this is more speaking on motivation. But in your near future here, we have the 6 of Cups, and that's the main position here. And so I'm getting that there's possibly something that an idea that you flirted with in the past, an idea that you thought about, and it could be the same exact idea that you're very passionate about, but it's almost like you're going to keep thinking about this idea for this whole week. But the beautiful thing is that you're finally finding the courage and the strength to really move forward on that idea. You're kind of moving out of an energy of, I'm just going to keep thinking about it. But it's like, so they're telling me to point this out to you, right? So in your current energy with that idea, it's the Page of Swords. Okay, so she's very clear on what she's doing. She's very clear about what she needs to do, what she wants to do, what direction she's willing to go in. And they're telling me to show you that it's now transformed from the page to the cups. So it's like starting the week off, you're clear about what you want to do. You know what you're passionate about. You know what you want to take action on. But it's not until the end of the week that you do kind of what your strength is here for this week with the cups. You start to invest your emotion into this idea. No longer is it just a fantasy or an idea. you're turning it into a dream. You're starting to invest your emotions into this idea. You're no longer just slightly flirting with it. You're really starting to see a future. You're starting to put it together in your mind. You're starting to feel the emotional fulfillment of actually doing it, or it happening, it coming to fruition here. And that's where you're going to get your motivation and your strength to continue forward with that idea here. In our advice card, or sorry, position on how to move forward, we have King of Cups being clarified by Page of Pentacles. Wow, Leo, we're getting a lot of cups here. It's beautiful. So it's like in your advice, go full throttle with your emotions. You dream and you believe and you feel it out. You feel that idea out and you enjoy that idea. Conspire with yourself to create that idea. Be very balanced with your emotions when it comes to this idea as well. That's what they're telling me though, is make sure that you're not allowing negative energy and emotion to come into this idea or this dream that you're creating this week. Only focus on the positive emotions. If you see, the water is rapid all around him, but he's standing very firm in his belief, and that's what it's time for you to do. And that's why you need all this strength and motivation, because you need to stand firm in your belief. And they're telling me to look at the red ship in the background that's coming in. So red is, again, it's passion, but red can also be a sign of strength, of like what's the word here? It's not passion, but it's like good luck, like energy, good luck, just that kind of feeling. I'm sorry, I'm not grabbing the right word here for it, for what they're giving me as an energy here, but it's essentially, it's like a good thing that the red ship is coming in. That's like your wish fulfillment. That's your cups leading you into wish fulfillment here. So it's like, yeah, it's in the distance, but it sure is coming in. So as long as you stand steady where you're at, it will eventually reach you. It will come to you. We have Page of Pentacles, because this idea is going to, your advice here is, this idea is going to pay off, okay? So your advice is to focus on how can you create money out of this idea. I'm thinking and feeling that whatever your grand scheme here is, it definitely is something that can bring in some money for you. It's not a super pentacle read right now. This is the only pentacle I think we have so far. So it lets me know that starting off, you may not be getting money from this idea, but as you continue, that money is going to grow. Okay. That money is going to be there. It can turn into that, and it will start to turn into that. And that's your advice here, is to make sure you're looking at it from a financial aspect of like, how can I turn this idea into money? If you're not already. What you're not seeing is, wow, see, that's what I'm saying. The Nine of Pentacles with the Hierophant. The more you commit to this idea, the more that you commit your energy, your time, your belief into this idea, the more it's going to pay off and you will be bountiful. That's what you're not seeing. The more that you believe in yourself and the ability to do whatever this idea is, to really go after it and to invest your emotion into it and to really give it your all, you will be bountiful if you do that. Okay, but you have to commit to it. You have to really commit to it and believe that you can make it happen and put in that time and energy. You can't be in this lackadative energy of like, I can't, maybe I will today, maybe I won't tomorrow. If you commit to it and you stay persistent with it, Leo, Sagittarius, you absolutely will be getting your pentacles here. All right. For your hopes and fears, we have 10 of Wands being manifested, being clarified by the Magician. So what they're telling me is that your fear here, it's kind of weird, because this is, so I use this position to let me know what your most prominent energy is, whether it's in a hope or a fear. If it's in fear, you definitely need to change that, because when you're in a fear energy, that's what you attract, is more fear or things to support that fear. But when you're in a hope energy, that lets me know that this is going to be a quick, successful outcome. Like, you're not going to have to spend too much time in it. So it's not going to be popping up the whole entire month every week, you know. It's something that you can keep getting accelerated motion on, because that's just how the universe works. So you're in an energy of in between, okay? You're fearful of having all these extra burdens, and maybe that's why you're not finding the motivation to start, because you're just like, this is going to be so much, this is going to take so much effort, so much time, so much energy, like I don't know if it's worth it. So you're kind of fearing that you're going to have to have a whole lot of burdens with this new idea. But you're also hoping that you can manifest it to happen. You're really hoping, because the magician is all about manifesting, right? Alchemy. He's using everything around him to be able to create whatever it is that he wants. Energies, physical, universal, emotional. He's putting everything together to really create the outcome he's seeking here. And so it's almost like you're afraid of the burdens, but you're really hopeful and wishful to a point where you're hoping to manifest it. You're hoping to make it happen. For your most likely outcome here, beautiful energy. We have Page of Pentacles being clarified by the Ten of Cups. So it looks like here, your outcome for the end of this week is that idea is finally going to take off the ground. You're finally going to start putting energy into it, and it's going to feel really good. Just investing your time and energy into something you're passionate about is going to feel very good for you. You're really focused on creating this idea in order to bring in new money, to bring in new stability. But because it's clarified by the Ten of Cups, this idea is also going to bring in a lot of wish fulfillment, a lot of happiness, a lot of emotional stability and fulfillment in comparison with it. So you're getting a little bit of both here, but by the end of the week, you're definitely going to know how to move forward. And I feel that your energy is going to be making action towards it. You're going to start finally putting in a little bit more effort, a little bit more time. And don't get me wrong, Sagittarius, we all get distracted along the way. It's as long as you come back on your path here and you focus on your path and continue on your path. That's how you get the benefit. So it's okay to get distracted sometimes, but you have to build those muscles up almost in order to keep going. Like if you're working out, it's so easy to be in the middle of a workout session and then you get so tired and like your muscle just hurts that you're just like, okay, I gotta pause, and everyone else keeps going. But then you get back up and you keep doing it when you're ready. The more you do that, then you end up being like everyone else that's been doing it for a while. That consistency allows you to go through the whole workout routine without even quitting once or stopping once or pausing at all. Then it's like, okay, I can do this because I've done this. I've trained my muscles to do this. Your mind is a muscle. You have to train your mind the same way to stay focused on the end goal here. But if you do, and when you do, you're definitely going to have a successful outcome. Your oracle message is shadow, number 18, which ends up being number 9. Okay, I'll read from the book for this one. And if I remember, number 18 in this one, it's like the moon, so illusions. But in this one, it's obviously showing the moon and the sun. Okay, and that's why it's called shadow, because it's almost like your shadow self. But we'll read from the book. I won't go too much into a message with that one because it has it all lined out. This card represents emotions, sensitivity, and a reminder that nothing in life is at a standstill. This is a world of constant flux, and one thing is certain, everything changes. This card is calling you to action. The time is now when you may have to face your worst fears and look into the dark shadows of your soul. You must learn to confront what you've avoided and walk courageously through it. Always know that life naturally revitalizes itself, and as it does, so do you. The shadow card promises that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Recognize that by no longer denying your past and letting the tears fall, you'll discover the diamonds in the treasure chest of your soul. This is a cleansing process to wash away and clear out what was once avoided, ignored, or pushed aside. This card indicates that it is time when your psychic sensitivity may be quite intense. Learn to open up to it, or if need be, to turn it down. Your body is one big psychic antenna, so just remember that you're in control of how high or low you want the reception to be. Mother Earth can assist you in this period of change, sensitivity, and healing. So it's exactly the energy that I was feeling here, Sagittarius. It's almost like you have this idea. It's a beautiful idea, and you're finally getting the strength to actually emotionally invest in this idea, but you need to pick that strength up this week. This week, I get you're going to be getting that strength. You're definitely finally getting the strength and the motivation to take the leap of faith toward what you're looking to do, and you're facing that dark side of like maybe the negative self-talk or the disbelief, the self-doubt. You're finally facing that, and you're turning it into more of like a motivating factor to like prove yourself wrong and to get it done. And when you do that, it definitely is leading to a successful outcome here. That's all I have for you, Sagittarius. Please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if this did resonate for you, and I will see you again.